We're going back in time today. And not just because we're going to look at dinosaurs. They still have the Christmas lights up, I just noticed that. Anyway, not just because we're going to look at dinosaurs. I used to work here. Maybe 10 of you might remember that. Way back when I first started the channel. I used to have a video up where I was trying to catch a squirrel in the building. See that little patch of trees right there? They come in from there. It's an old building. It happens. They hired 2 employees to replace me, and they're much better at catching the squirrels than I am. Was. Anyway, let's go meet them. Here they are. That's Sabretooth. And this is Catosaurus, who has taken over my lap. There we go. There's a better view over. Hey, Catosaurus. You guys want to come in there with me and see some dinosaurs? You just want in the storage closet, don't you? Well, look at that. They still have the egg that I drew. I was bored that day. As you go through the museum, by the way, they do have a scavenger hunt. Some fossils on the walls. And you can try and find them all. They didn't have lapel pins when I worked here. That means I'm going to have to buy something today. 2 things, because coloring book. There's an example of one of those fossils, by the way. That one's an ammonite. Also a couple of trilobites in there. And there are 10 of them. Up by the counter, they have the little papers that you can take. Write down the locations. As well as the Dino Whiz quiz, if you wanted to do that. Bonus, which dinosaur has the biggest claws in the museum? Hey, they changed it since I was here. Who is the grandfather of Tyrannosaurus? B. Definitely B. And here we are. They have changed a couple of things since I was here. It used to be a Smilodon statue here. I like this Ichthyostega. Kind of reminds me of a Futurama character. Something about the expression. An Archaeopteryx over there. Feathers and all. Always see those heads depicted as blue. How do they know? Iguanodon over there. Who could walk on 2 or 4 legs? One thing about working here that I don't miss, dusting off these plants really sucked. And here we have a Protoceratops. His name is Andrew. The back of the Iguanodon's foot there. These are all hand sculpted, by the way. Fiberglass. All these are life-size, too. Here's a herd of velociraptors. A little bit smaller than they were in the film, huh? The Utah raptor, there's more like it. Look at that. I found a fossil. Of course, I already know where all of them are. That's the only one I'm going to tell you, though. Towering above the velociraptors here, we have the Parasaurolophus. Or, depending on where you're from, Parasaurolophus. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I've always said Parasaurolophus. He's one of my favorites, always has been. I liked Ducky in The Land Before Time, you know. This is a Bagaceratops. I always kind of like that guy too, just lounging out down there. Maybe in a dangerous spot. Depending on when he ate last, that is. Oh, that guy's new, I think. He's called a Scutellosaurus. That is one thing I like. They have the pronunciations. Carnotaurus. Geez, some of the paint's already rubbing off of him. He was actually pretty new right before I quit. And that's only been a couple of years. That right there is why you're not supposed to touch the dinosaurs when you come in here. Now, we already talked about T-Rex's grandpa on one side of the family, Elton John. Here's this other one, the Displetosaurus. We call this one Despy. Ain't he cute? Another reason you're not supposed to touch the dinosaurs. Even if they don't want you to touch the fake ones, look at this. They brought in a real one that you can touch. That's a leg bone, it looks like. Here's the star of the show, by the way, T-Rex himself. This building used to be the old Walsing Waters Theater, by the way. And this is the pool where all the fountains were. That's why that divider's there in the center. Just imagine that squirrel running on top of T-Rex. All along it from head to tail. Never did manage to get footage, but I saw it, and it was hilarious. A few new things in here. They didn't have any of this when I was here. And there's the Platycarpus. Another one of my favorites. I have a lot of those, don't I? Favorite dinosaurs. As I come across the corner and find the one that was my absolute favorite as a kid. Yes, because of Jurassic Park. Fringe and all. This is how he really looked, though. No fringe. And also quite a bit bigger than portrayed in the film. He is standing on a platform here, but still, you can see what I mean. Oh, cool, petrified wood. And they didn't have that in there last time either. Another one you can touch, a woolly mammoth tusk. I'm talking a little bit louder because we're right next to the movie room that apparently isn't going right now. Fossil dig's still closed. I made those signs. And apparently I lied. Well, it was a couple of years ago, and they're still out of dirt. We're about out. It's a small building. I do still want to show you guys the coloring pages, though. See if they still have mine up there. Exit through gift shop. Same way that you entered. And there we are. Coloring pages. I don't see mine anymore. It was a Harry Potter theme. The Dumbledoresaurus Rex. There's a cowboy. As if he wasn't scary enough. T-Rex breathing fire. Ooh, pizza. That one has good taste. Oh, look at that. He is still there. Been longer than I thought. That was 4 years ago that I drew that. And that was that. I picked up the lapel pin while I was in there and a coloring book. I did forget to mention that if you do the scavenger hunt and find all the fossils, you get 10% off in the gift shop. That's your motivation. Anyway, hope you guys had fun, and I will see you next week.